The Unholy meets Scary meets Turning Red. What we're gonna do today is we're going to review Umma, a new horror film released in 2022 directed by Aris K. Shem. So welcome to another review over this channel, and as you already know by some reviews over the past, we're going to talk about positive, negative aspects, things that will improve, and also obviously on those aspects we will talk about things like characters, storyline, cinematography, and at the end of the video I'm gonna say my overall review, the grade that I will give to this movie, and if I will rewatch it or not. So stay tuned for that. Just sit back, relax, have a drink, grab a snack, and just welcome back to another video here in this channel, Royal Horror.
Jungle of love.
Amanda and her daughter live a quiet life on an American farm, but when the remains of her estranged mother arrive from Korea, Amanda becomes haunted by the fear of turning into her own mother. So first things first, I just have to say that I love that this movie takes place in a Korean family. I love the Korean dialogues, I love the Korean language involved, that's a good representation. So I'm kind of glad that this movie is there, you know, like I love when horror films combine different cultures, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's a very positive aspect to start this with. Another positive aspect is the acting from Sandra Oh, playing Amanda, the mom of this movie. And I really liked her acting. Obviously, I haven't seen too much of this actress. I just seen Grey's Anatomy and I completely loved her in that series. But in this movie, you believe she is a mom, you believe she's worried, she's scared, she's traumatized. And I love that because you communicate with her and all of the pain she has been feeling over the past 45 years. So yeah, Sandra Oh did a fantastic job with this role. Another positive aspect that I love from this film is that this movie doesn't drag. This movie is just an hour and 20 minutes. It's a very short film, and I like that because I don't think this storyline should have been made longer, otherwise it would have dragged and that would be very bad for this movie. Another positive aspect that I really enjoyed from this movie is the message that it wants to give, because obviously even though the storyline is not quite effective, the message behind it is, and the message is that parents can be toxic AF. Because obviously in society we believe just because adults are parents they become kind of perfect, or like kind of like entities that cannot be touched, and it's like, no, it's not like that. They're still human beings, they still do mistakes, and this movie proves how toxic a mom or a dad can be, in this case a mom. And I love that. I love because many young people believe if they did something wrong or different they will betray their parents, when in reality they're living their own life. And obviously because of toxic behaviors you can get traumatized, and this movie I believe portrayed that in a really good way. I think the main message of parents can traumatize you for life is very powerful, and I really like that in a horror film. Now unfortunately those are like the only positive aspects that I have from this film. So if we move to the negative ones, the main one will be that this movie feels so cliche. And the main reason is because of the last act. Obviously I'm not gonna talk about it because this review is spoiler free, but I felt like I said on my intro that I've seen this concept before. We have a traumatized character. In the middle act, this character tries to defeat whatever is traumatizing this character, and in the final act this character managed to find ways and stuff. So it's like, it doesn't stop being cliche. Another negative aspect that I find from this movie is that apart from Sandra Oh playing Amanda, I think the rest of the characters are pointless, and you will believe that the daughter will be such an important character and stuff, but she ends up being a little bit plain. And obviously when she reveals herself, she's still the same person as she was at the beginning of the film. So you don't care about the rest of the characters. I only cared about Amanda, played by Sandra. Another negative aspect from this film is the antagonist. I feel like he looked so bad. That's why they say at the beginning the Unholy, because the antagonist in the Unholy, what was that? One of my main issues from this film is that this film repeats so many scenes in different parts of the movie, and you feel like you're watching the same scene with the characters with different clothes. I don't know if that makes sense. And obviously, like I said before, this movie doesn't drag, but some scenes are just so repetitive and I don't know why they did that. Now when it comes to the cinematography, I have positive and negative aspects too. One of the main positive ones is that the lighting. I love the lighting from this film. I think it really interactive with darkness, because this movie, obviously our character is scared of technology, so she doesn't have like light bulbs, she just uses lamps with candles. And I really like the lighting between the candle, her face, and the darkness. I think that its Kim looks fantastic, because obviously in the dark you're not supposed to see anything, and the movie portrays that you don't really see much. You just see her face, this light, and maybe anything that is around that light, and I really like that concept. And I also liked, for example, some scenes where she thinks something is happening but obviously is not, and there's an interaction between the two words, if that makes sense. And I just love the way the movie makes you feel what she's seeing but obviously it's not happening, and at the same time you see from the landscape what she's experiencing. And I just love the whole interaction between Amanda and her landscape. There is one practical effect that I really enjoyed, and it's when Amanda is something is happening to her in relation with her trauma in her body, and I love that effect. I think it looked a little bit creepy, not too creepy. I didn't feel scared at all. I didn't feel creeped out, but I did enjoy how it looked and the sound that it was making while it was happening. Of course, I'm not gonna give spoilers. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that was my review. I hope it made sense, because obviously I don't want to talk too deep into this movie because it's still kind of brand new, and I will really recommend this. I know it will be from some people. In my opinion, it was okay. I will definitely rewatch this. I doubt I will own it. And just let me know if you watch this movie. What do you think? Did you like it? Didn't you? And why? And just don't forget to support this channel, support me. That will really mean the world. And I will see you in upcoming videos. Have a nice end of the week, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.